Good evening. If you're new to paganism, you are going to be experiencing a little confusion due to all the words that many of us pagans use. And so decided that I was going to make a quick little video telling about some of the key words that pagans use. And hopefully this will help cure some of the problems that we have in communicating with each other, especially if you're new and you're just trying to develop your path. Okay? Namaste. Namaste is a greeting that pagans love to use. That is Sanskrit, and it literally means I bow to you. So this is our way of us showing respect. Namaste. Dosiel. Dosiel means to go clockwise. This is generally used in how we open a circle. So when you're casting a circle and you'd enter from, usually it's the east, you would then go to the south end of the circle to go dosiel, or clockwise. Widdershins. Whereas dosiel was telling you to go clockwise, widdershins is telling you to go counterclockwise. Now this is generally used at the end of the ceremony when you are exiting your circle. Waxing the moon. Waxing is the building up of the moon, where you are going from a new moon to a full moon. You'll be having your first quarter. This, like I said, is building up. Waning of the moon. Waning is to mean decline. So when people would say the waning of the moon, they're talking about going from a full moon to a new moon. Crone and hermit. Now when you hear somebody is a crone, what they're saying is this person is reached a certain age, has reached a certain level in paganism where they are to be honored for being teachers, a sage. So a crone is talking about an older female pagan, and the hermit is talking about an older male pagan. Adame. An adame is a dagger. This is generally a two-sided dagger, and some traditions will say it must be a white handle, some will say black, some don't have a specific color scheme to go with their adames. This is a tool that's used for rituals. A wand. The balance between the adame for rituals is your wand. This is generally used also for casting a circle and for focusing and sending out energies. Besom. Besom is just another word for broom. Witch name. Now the witch name is an interesting history. During the burning times, many pagans had to find a way to communicate with each other without revealing who they were. So they came up with the witch name, some name that they go by when they're with other pagans, but if another pagan was to be captured and tortured, they are going to go, it was Blue Sage, Blue Sage, Blue Sage did it. Well, they don't know who Blue Sage is because Blue Sage is a secret name. They would not know that, oh, you mean Brian Wilson? No, because they wouldn't know that. So a witch name was used to keep each other safe and hide. Familiar. A familiar is your kind of your pet, your advisor, your guide, generally an animal, Most people would have a cat or a dog as their familiar. Book of Shadows. A Book of Shadows is a collection of lore and information pertaining to your path. This would have on it your sabbats, your esbats, the deities that you follow, your structure of your path is generally kept into your Book of Shadows. Any knowledge that you have, such as of herbs, minerals, colors, that would all be in your Book of Shadows. Grimoire. A grimoire is a book of magic. The spells that you would cast during a ritual would be kept in your grimoire. Now, some people do combine their grimoire with their Book of Shadows, but generally people also keep a separate book as well. Karma. Karma is a Hindu concept in which what you do is going to come back to you. But there is a lot of confusion with karma because a lot of people will take karma as it can get paid back quickly. What you do today might come back to you tomorrow. And that is actually not how it goes with the standard Hindu concept. Karma to the Hindus means that what you do in your lifetime will decide on how you will progress when you die. Thus, if you have a lot of positive karma, you've done a lot of wonderful things, you would come back to life as something higher and better. And vice versa, if you do something terrible, you will come back as something worse off so that you will learn your lesson. Most pagans also have a concept called retribution, the threefold law, the sevenfold law, however number they want to assign to it. What this is saying that what you do will come back to you threefold, fivefold, sevenfold. So do whatever you do, make sure that it's worth doing, and you do positive so that you'd have positive energy coming back to you. Right-handed magic. Right-handed magic is a term meaning that what you're doing is positive, helpful, protective magic. Left-handed magic. Left-handed magic is the opposite of right-handed magic. This is referred to as the dark arts. If you are doing something that could cause harm to another person, would be considered left-handed magic. Ritual. A ritual is a ceremony to cast magic, to pull, shape, focus, and send out energy to achieve a certain goal. Libations. Libation is giving of sacred water, wine, ales, and cakes. This is given to the gods and goddesses to show respect. Occult. Occult literally means unknown. So if you're studying the occult, you are studying the unknowns of the world and the universe. So we do not know of the underworld, the other world. And so if you are doing research into the other world, paranormal psychology and such, you are studying the occult. Pagan. A pagan is a person that follows the old ways of Europe but does not follow the Abrahamic religions, such as Christianity, Islam, and Judaism. Phallic. Phallic is a term to describe the manhood, the penis. A phallic symbol is like the wand. It is something long and hard. Pentacle. A pentacle is a five-pointed star, usually surrounded by a circle. Pointing up, it is to represent protection and growth. Polytheism. Polytheism is the belief in many gods. This is the opposite of monotheism, such as Christianity and Islam, where they state that there is only one God. Scrying. Scrying is the task of trying to tell the future. You are looking into something and seeing a pattern, an image, to see what comes into your mind. One of the tools that they actually use is called a scrying mirror, where you're looking in the mirror and you are trying to get pictures in your head through meditations, and thus being able to say what is going to be of the future. Sigil. A sigil is basically a symbol, such as the triquestra, the A-wind, pentacle. These symbols represent a god, a path, something that is of paranormal, mystical worth. Skyclad. Skyclad means to go without clothes, to go naked. There are covens that do skyclad rituals. Not all covens do. And, as I must state, if any person tries to tell you that you are to go skyclad, that you are required to do such, you are to leave that coven right then and there, because no coven requires skyclad. The elements. In paganism, there are 4 basic elements and 1 special element. The 4 basics are earth, air, fire, and water. All pagan paths follow that. Now, there are some pagan paths that include a 5th element. This is called the spirit element, the life element, or the akasha element. Meditation. Meditation is the calming of the mind, to put yourself at a different brainwave pattern, to think, to see, to come to terms with a situation that you are going to. So if you are in a high-stressed area and you're trying to calm your mind, you would try to go into a meditative state to help you understand the situation and reduce your stress. Sabbat. A Sabbath is a term for basically a pagan holiday. In most pagan traditions, there are 8 Sabbaths, that's such as Samhain, Yule, Imbolc, Lunasa, Mabon. Okay. Esbat. Esbat is a celebration of the full moon. There are 13 Esbats in a year. Not all pagan groups honor Esbats, but some do. Initiation. Initiation is a concept where if you're joining a coven or a specific tradition, where you are taking part into a ceremony that they welcome you in, and they are making promises to help teach you to further your understanding of that path, and you are making promises that you will abide by the rules of the coven and you will be a positive person in this coven. Wicca. Wicca simply means wise one, and it does mean male witch. So if you hear the term Wicca, they are referring to a form of witch. Thank you.